House Bill 2019 relating to Organ Adoption Day, declare an emergency.
Thank you. The question now rises on third reading and final passage of House Bill 2019. Representative Elmer.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today with deep personal gratitude and purpose to carry House Bill 2019, a bill that is simple in form but profound in its meaning. House Bill 2019 establishes Organ Adoption Day to be observed annually on August 25th. And this is more than a ceremonial bill. It is a moment of acknowledgement for the thousands of Oregonians, children, birth parents, adoptive families, and support systems who walk through the transformative journey of adoption. And for me, Mr. Speaker, this is personal. The day this bill recognizes is not just a date on a calendar, it's my day. The day I was adopted, a day that forever changed my story, gave me a future, and placed me in the arms of a mother who chose me as her own, and ultimately led me here today talking to you. Mr. Speaker, I hope you don't find me to be a narcissist by choosing that day, but we all have our lanes, and my feet have found themselves on a path, on a journey that is called adoption. And so in that journey, I thought that it was only right to bring forward legislation that recognizes the importance of adoption, where we can celebrate it and we can elevate the awareness around it. Adoption is an act of courage. It requires sacrifice, selflessness, and a whole lot of faith from all sides. It weaves together lives in ways that reflect the best of our humanity, and it is worthy of recognition. By passing this bill, we send a message to every adopted child in Oregon. You are seen, you are loved, and you matter. We honor the birth parents who made the hardest of choices. Mr. Speaker, it wasn't until my 30s that I had the privilege to meet my birth mother. And during that time of meeting her, I was told the story of those first few days of my life. And for her to make that hard choice, she had to make some choices that included me. She chose not to see me in those first moments, not to hear me, not to touch me. For her, that was the way she could get through the moment. And I want to honor that. We also celebrate the adoptive families who open their hearts and homes. And I celebrate mine. They didn't give me life, but they sure taught me how to live life, and I'll be forever grateful. We support a system that helps children find belonging and hope. Mr. Speaker, this is huge because every child deserves that chance. Colleagues, this is not just a bipartisan bill. It's a human bill. It's a hopeful bill, and one that reflects the values of this chamber. So I respectfully ask for your aye vote on House Bill 2019, and thank you, truly, from the bottom of my heart, for helping shine a light on the beauty of adoption. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, Representative Yunker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today I rise in strong support.
To the bill?
To the bill, sorry.
Yes, to the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in strong support of House Bill 2019, which designates August 25th as Organ Adoption Day. Thank you for your day, I guess. For me, this bill is personal. My biological father was in and out of my life during my early years. He left before I turned 1 and after I turned 5. I've never seen him again. But when I was 6, my mom married John Yunker, the man who chose to be my dad. I started using his name around that time. At age 10, he officially adopted me. He's never once treated me differently than his biological sons. To him, I've always been simply his son. That's the power of adoption. It creates real families, bound not just by law, but by love, commitment, and responsibilities. This bill honors all adopted families, whether through foster care, step-parent, private, or international adoption. It encourages more Oregonians to give children what every child deserves: a loving home, when possible, stability with mother and father, and let firm the value of adoption and families it creates. I urge your support.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, Representative Edwards.
To the bill?
To the bill.
Thank you, Representative Elmer. I am the adoptive mom of 2 kids. One I got I got to see before my eyes be born, had an open adoption, and 4 days later, his older sister came to live with us. So I got a bonus child. I got 2 for 1. And they are the most amazing children. And my husband and I, we've been married 35 years. And we knew we would always adopt. We had 1 daughter naturally, and then couldn't do any more. And so we had planned forever to adopt. And this baby boy came to my door. I had my best friend came to me and she goes, "Have you ever thought of adoption?" I said, "The baby would have to show up at my door." And she goes, "Well, I have one." She's like, "My brother, we have this issue." Anyway, long story short, they are 22 and going to be 24. Fabulous children. I'm so incredibly blessed by them, and we love them so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, Representative Wright.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
To the bill.
To the bill.
Thank you.
I am honored to stand before you today as having my daughter and son-in-law adopt a young lady who was 2 years old. She was left at a church and eventually got into the system. She was born without ear holes, so she couldn't hear. My daughter and family understood this, but adopted her anyway. She's 19 now. She's a sophomore at Grand Canyon University. You would never know that she had a problem with her hearing. Thank you, Rep. Elmer, for this day that we can honor the people who adopt and our adopted kids. They're wonderful. Thank God for them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, Representative Nose, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the bill.
To the bill.
I joked with my colleague, Representative Elmer, when she introduced this bill that I was going to introduce a friendly amendment and change the date. Luckily for her, I did not do that. And I wasn't really planning on saying very much, but her heartfelt testimony kind of touched me. And some of you don't know, my husband and I, we met in 1992. We haven't been quite together as long as you have, Representative Edwards, but we adopted our kids in the year 2000. My son was 2.5 and my daughter was 16 months from the state's child welfare system out of Medford, which I will just tell all of you that if it was controversial or daring or very forward for 2 men to adopt children from the child welfare system in the year 2000, the state of Oregon made it seem like that was just normal and routine, and they were happy to facilitate that for the 2 of us. And I'll never forget meeting my now grown son and grown daughter, and I have 3 grandchildren, thanks to my daughter. In June of 2000 in Lithia Park in Ashland, but also to be able to, a year and a half later, in November of 2001, to be allowed to officially adopt them in a Multnomah County Family Court with my buddy, Dave Koch's father, who was the judge in Multnomah County. So Dave Koch is the city attorney in McMinnville. Colleague, I'll just say this, that I'm grateful to my colleagues who shared their adoption stories, and I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to have a family through adoption. I can't imagine being able to do it any other way for a lot of obvious reasons. And this is a wonderful bill, and I'll be excited to support this in some way on August 25th. We'll see if we can get the governor to sign it that day, maybe. Thank you, colleagues.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, Representative McLean.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the bill.
To the bill.
I just want to join all the colleagues on the floor today to honor my daughter, Maggie. Maggie was adopted when she was 10 days old. She's my creative one, she's my brave one, she's my kind one, and I'm honored to be able to join others to have this be a day of recognition of both the children that are adopted and all the families that embrace them with their whole hearts. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, Representative Boyce.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the bill.
To the bill.
I want to just thank everyone that spoke on this bill and the hearts behind it. If I hear one more, though, the tears are going to flow, so I'm just going to pause here. I want to encourage everyone to watch the movie that came out just about 6 or 8 months ago. It's called Sound of Hope, and it's about an African-American pastor and his wife that in less than 14 or 15 months, I think it was, they found homes, special homes for 30 different children. It's a true story, it's a great movie, and it reminds us that all of us, especially in the legislature, can do better work to make it easier for families to adopt. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, Representative Osborne, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the bill.
To the bill.
I mean, I'd be remiss if I didn't stand up and say something about being adopted, because guess what? I was adopted. I do have to say, if I can make an amendment to this bill, it would be August 5th instead of August 25th, because you missed my birthday by 20 days. Anybody in the chamber that's known me for the last few years, I've spoke about being adopted for quite a while, and I literally was adopted at 3 days old. My mother didn't tell my father that she was pregnant. She left Arizona State and came to Oregon. I have no idea why she went to Oakland, Oregon, but she went to Oakland, Oregon, and she had me. And you can imagine his surprise. Now, my mother was white, my dad was black, and in 1968, I wasn't quite there yet, but I don't think that was too acceptable back then. But imagine his surprise when I turned 18 and my adopted mother called him and said, "Hey, just so you know, I think we adopted your son." He, of course, first said, "That's crazy talk," but actually admitted that there was a possibility. So he actually did go and pay for the test, DNA test, to make sure that he was my dad. But when I actually met him when I was 19, he looks like my older brother. So I'm very grateful that my mother, although some people might call it cowardly that she left and went to another place and had me, she could have had an abortion. She chose not to have an abortion, and now I get to be here with all of my colleagues every day, enjoying this great session because I was born and not aborted. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, Representative Helfrich.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the bill.
To the bill.
I rise today in support of House Bill 2019. 1942, June 6th, there was a baby named Joseph that was born. Charles and Mabel Helfrich adopted him. And if it wasn't for my grandparents and adopting my father, I would not be sitting on this House floor speaking to this assembly. I fully support this bill in recognizing national adoption. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, Representative Elmer, do you wish to close? She does.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to thank my colleagues. I didn't know when this bill was going to come to the floor, and I think it's a little amusing that this is the week that it came. But we have a moment in time where party lines fell away, and we all just shared, and we were united in purpose on something that matters. And I just want to hold on to this brief feeling, because I know we have a lot more hard stuff to get through. But thank you for sharing, and thank you for the support of House Bill 2019.
Thank you, Representative. Those of the opinion the bill should pass will vote aye. Those opposed, no. The clerk will open the voting system. House Bill 2019, having received the constitutional majority, is declared passed.